Hello, everyone. I'm sitting here in the Garden of Gethsemane. If you look just next to me, it's reputedly the stone where Christ prayed and wept when he came up to the garden. It's a pretty amazing place.
They went to a place called Gethsemane, and Jesus said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took Peter, James, and John along with him. Going a little farther, he fell to the ground and prayed that if possible, the hour might pass from him. "Abba, Father," he said, "everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will." Judas said, "Rabbi," and kissed him. The men seized Jesus and arrested him, and he knelt down and prayed, saying, "Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." Then an angel appeared to him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground.
The Garden of Gethsemane is in the Mount of Olives, and so it's up a mountain. So already you can realize what's going on. He's moving from the quantity to the quality. He's doing the same thing that Moses did at Mount Sinai, which is leave Israel down below, go up with a few elders, and then leave those elders in order to find himself alone at the top of the mountain in the end. So Christ follows this pattern. And as he goes up, he goes into a garden. And this garden, of course, is a stand-in for the Garden of Eden. But what happens in the garden is very interesting because it plays with the story of the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. But here, the return to a garden is really a return to the garden with a willingness, it's a facing whether or not he's willing to die, to take the cup, to drink the fruit and die. And so he's not doing it out of his own will. And that's why the story looks the way that it does. He goes and he asks that this not be done to him if that's possible, because he's not doing it in order to manifest his own will, but really to manifest the will of God and to submit himself to the will of God. And so he comes up to the mountain and he prays that this could be avoided him. And another little tiny aspect that we see is that when Christ is praying, he is so anxious that he sweats blood. This is, of course, a little hint or a little version of what will then happen on the cross when blood and water are coming out of his side. It's like a little version of what will later happen at the crucifixion, but it's also there to help us understand the crucifixion. Because of course the crucifixion doesn't happen in a garden, but it does happen in a mount. And it's there to connect the stories together so that we understand how it is that all of these stories are little versions of the great story and how it's manifesting to us what it is ultimately that will happen at the crucifixion.